Hey, what's up? How you doing? Remember how saying, oh yeah, have fun flipping burgers at the fast food burger joint? Remember that was an insult? Not anymore. Not anymore, because Gavin Newson, I think that's his name, something like that. He proposed this new law effective on April 1st, which made me think, like, are they lying? Because it's April 1st, about how fast food workers and healthcare providers will be seeing an increase in minimum wage, specifically healthcare workers and fast food joints earning at least $20 an hour, more specified on fast food people. And this is only effective in California, which is kind of funny because I did not purposely wear this letter to talk about this, but I just wanted to talk about it and see what everyone thinks and just keep everyone up on the thing, you know what I'm saying? So we do know that wage issues is a thing. That's a thing. And especially in California, it's well known that, I believe in the Los Angeles County specifically, I think the average person makes like 45 to 65 grand a year. And 65 grand a year is on the higher side, 45 a year. This all depends on how old a person is and their occupation. But overall, the average person in LA makes under 80K a year, which is the barest minimum you do need to live in Los Angeles or other popular cities in California. And basically, LA is notorious for, living with 5 other people to get $600 of rent because you can't afford $3,000 a month to go get an apartment. Honestly, like, the average rent for a decent apartment in a nice neighborhood, nothing too fancy, is literally like at least $2,500 a month for a 1-bedroom. And like, excuse me, like studios are like these $1,800 or just like the same price. So yeah, and so obviously, actually, like, for a few years now, I think I do officially know longer than COVID-19 2020, that people have been asking to pay fast food workers and other, basically, like, minimum wage workers, essential workers, basically, to pay them more. And people are like, but we're not going to pay a cashier $20. And I do agree with that, because I'm not paying a cashier $20. But a fast food worker makes a bit much more sense, because on average, a fast food worker, they actually work hard. They actually do work hard. An average crew member works like 5 jobs at once. And in my opinion, like, I think that's okay, especially since In-N-Out Burger has been notorious in general for paying higher than average before all of this thing was going on. And basically, this will, I don't know how much healthcare workers will get paid. It's just said there'll just be an increase. And that's just basically anyone working in the hospital, like in medical settings. So like the receptionist, the nurse, the whatever, right? This does not include IHSS workers, in-home supportive services. And yeah, and you know how minimum wage in America in general is pure crap. And the minimum wage, I think it's like $7.28. And that has not raised since 2010 or a little bit before that, which is just diabolical. And the overall minimum wage has not increased, and which is kind of funny. This is a small tangent, but basically, when I was majoring art, because that seems kind of logical as an artist, I was going to physically attend College of Art and Design until I saw like the internships and I know it's based off of cost of living, but you're going to pay me $7 an hour. You said that on there. Pay me $7 an hour to be an intern, when I can be an intern living in LA, because I live in LA, for $31 an hour, and that's actually closer to my cost of living. So I was like, why would I go to Georgia when I need, I think, at least $21 an hour in Georgia, or like 16? Like, why would I? It doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's a really interesting thing about America and how even like local state government is. It's like, it's so interesting. And so Gavin Newson, I believe he proposed this thing last year about how minimum wage workers, specifically in the fast food category, only them will be getting paid $20 an hour in the state of California. So we will be flipping them burgers, bitch. We will be flipping them burgers, motherfucker. Yeah, because California, at least in Los Angeles, I do know there's a minimum wage of $16 an hour, and it's pretty much it. And $16 an hour, I believe it gets you, I think, between $18,000 and $2,000 a month after taxes, which essentially is just like the poverty line. And basically this increase, I think you'll get like $2,200 to $2,400 at most a month. I believe like $2,400 a month after taxes. I just thought it was funny. It was on April Fool's. And I wonder what's with this, like, first, oh, I guess it makes sense, like, starting the first month, but it's so interesting. Yeah. And as I said before, healthcare employees will be getting this benefit. It has not told me exclusively how and how much they're going to get paid more, but yeah. Essentially, as a healthcare worker, you'll be getting more benefits, which makes more sense. And I do believe that, you know, more respect and at least, you know, and reward for what a healthcare worker is doing should be provided for them, even if it's at a measly receptionist job, because depending where they work at, it's actually a lot of hard work, or at least a stressful, like, work-life environment, you know? Outside your opinion, I don't really think people are too mad about it. There's one side that are obviously happy about it, one side was completely indifferent, and then the other side are actually pretty furious about this, saying how, like, you're flipping burgers and you're cleaning toilets, essentially. You're a crew member. Why are we paying attention to fast food workers? Why are we wanted them to get more money? And we might hear the typical old head conservative. I don't have a problem with conservatives or Republicans, but it's kind of funny, the type of people who always say, like, there's California on that liberal shit. Ew, ew, ew. And I'm like, dude, come on. Irregardless of a political position, both sides make bad decisions, yabba dabba doo. But yeah, people are like saying, like, dude, why $20 for them? That's not worth it, and they should not make it a minimum requirement for that. And basically, it's a $20 minimum requirement effective on April 1st for everybody except if you exclusively only sell bread, a bread bakery. And because people were talking about Panera Bread and how, like, Panera Bread is going to be exempt from it, and Gavin himself was like, no, it's not. Because on the government website, it literally says, like, you have to sell, like, a half a pound of bread, only at least a half a pound. It can't be, like, no muffins, scones. And the thing is, your fast food, yeah. The bakery, the bakery has to equip, like, at least 50% of it, like, you know. And, like, these are the fast food rules too, by the way. I'm sorry, looking at my notes. You see if I can, okay, yeah, I can add this in. Perfect time. But yeah, here's the essentials for a California worker. You know, oh my gosh, would I get paid $20 here, motherfucker? Okay, let me tell you right now. So basically, in order to get paid at least $20 an hour, you have to make sure you're working in a limited restaurant clientele, like a restaurant type experience. Limited mean in fast food, literally meaning, like, limited restaurants meaning McDonald's, Carl's Jr., places where you essentially they want to kick you out and do really high turnovers in terms of, like, customers in, customers out. So full service restaurants meaning like a Sizzler's, Chili, Bogota Chow, I don't know any other place, no booze, where you go in, get a reservation, go sit down, get served and stuff like that. So basically, like, McDonald's, I really wish, is it Jollibee? Because I was about to say Jollibee. Basically, you know, the fried chicken place and spaghetti place, Raising Cane's, fast food joints like that. And it could not be in a grocery store. Basically, Starbucks is included in this. So basically, like, if you work for, if there's like a Pizza Hut or Starbucks or something similar integrated in the grocery store, it will be exempt, because basically, like, if the retail store fast food part of the retail store, if it makes more than 50%, I think, like, they don't have to, like, pay you enough. They don't have to pay you $20. And basically it's like a certain like type of requirement. It basically say like if you're doing like food working and like retail working, it's required for them to pay you $20 when you work in food service, and then whatever this requirement is to work in grocery stores. And also the requirement for a fast food chain or grocery store to have to pay people $20 an hour. Basically, like I said, they have to make 50% of their sales from fast food. So yeah, so it doesn't really matter if they sell like frozen products, it's a fast food chain. And also, like I said, when you're working in a grocery store, depending on their rules there, you would not be getting paid $20. And also I would have some proof here on how you can go report to your employer on not paying you fair enough when it's obvious that you do need to get paid the $20. So there are kind of rules. It's not really that hard. By the way, shout out to my my air diffuser, because it's like smoking here. I'm not smoking weed this time on the video, but like that's like the requirements. So just make sure don't work in a grocery store, I guess. Basically, that's it. And don't work in a bakery that sells like half pounds of bread. It might even count for like a pastry place, but they do have to make 50% of their sales from like the big ass breads. And yeah, to not, you know, pay you enough money. And also part of the opinion is that a lot of IHSS workers are very upset at the fact that they're technically in a way a healthcare provider and actually providing real health and real care for these people, and how they're not going to be included in the wage raise. And people are saying like, how come a receptionist or a janitor can get their wages raised, not getting paid more? I guess because you're not under a medical facility. So essentially you'll have to do that. And I do understand the outrage and how the government is just really not caring about, I guess, essential workers or more essential workers, essentially. And people are arguing the fact that IHSS workers are much more needed, especially where the deterioration of health has been increasing for older individuals, older folks, and younger people as well. And how in general, like, people do love being a home care worker, and how getting paid more can effectively have these people not working second jobs or overtime or just not having ends meet. And a lot of people are very frustrated and furious of like, how come I'm still getting paid between $16-17 an hour depending on the county you live in California, when like a receptionist is getting paid much more than me and he's having more respect and much more benefits than I am. And I understand where they're coming from. However, you're not under a healthcare facility, and that is the government for you. The government, for anything strictly government related under their rules, they're not going to pay you enough. They're going to pay you as least as possible, because why would you think that the government would want to pay IHSS workers more? Because this is the thing, the government is not paying you $20 an hour for you working at McDonald's. Your franchisees, oh yeah, by the way, if they're a franchise owner, they still have to pay $20. So like, the government's not paying for it. So of course they're going to charge, they're going to, you know, upper the payment for non-government workers. But essentially, if you're not working for the city or you don't have a certain government position, they're not going to raise your salary or even care. They're going to eliminate Social Security, I think, in like 10 or 20 years. And the US is in $1 trillion of debt. And also, I like how they gave me like a free $1,000 and they took it right back from me. And they actually took more money from other people too. Yeah, because of the financial assistance during COVID-19. So hearing that, like I said, I do understand the IHS workers' frustrations. However, as I said, what were you expecting? Kaiser Permanente isn't paying you, the government is. You really think they want to pay you enough money? Yeah. So yeah, the cost of living, yeah, and it's not gonna, a lot of people are mad because it's not, they think it's gonna match up the cost of living. You have to get paid at least $32 an hour to live as a single person in at least Los Angeles, California, and between $25 and $30 in general in the state of California, right? Unless you're living in the middle of nowhere, and that depends on a lot of things. And even if there's like, a place to work, you know? Because yeah, because even in the middle of nowhere, right? For example, I had a family member who used to live in, which is essentially is the epitome of a suburban, because you need a car to drive 10 minutes to go to the nearest Starbucks. And there was like, what, a Stater Bros there and a McDonald's there, right? But that's a 10-minute drive, and there's only houses around there. There is no apartments or townhomes to be found. So basically, most likely people will be working in the city, and they won't have enough money to make ends meet. If that makes you feel better, that you're angry that people are getting paid more money for flipping burgers. They're not making enough money to make ends meet in it anyways. And like, would I do it? I don't know, maybe it started making me thinking. I'm not going to go into food service, honestly. I'm not exempt from it. Like, I would love to go part-time for $20, because like I always wanted to go work in In-N-Out Burger, but the work lifestyle is so rigorous, and it's just like you're non-stop working. So I just want to work there. So I don't know, especially with the uprise of delivery apps and stuff like that, and just carry out delivery stuff. I'm not sure if I would want to work at one, but I would purposely work at a less busy fast food joint for $20 an hour. Yes, I will. Catch me there if I'm ever there. And I am serious about it. Will you work at a fast food joint for $20? Irregardless of like your location. So like, let's say like state of like the minimum wage where you live is like $7. So if they paid like $13, $14, like would you work there? Because I'm just saying, like, for a $16 minimum wage, you get paid $20. It's like, what, $2,000, $2,200 a month? That's like $2,200 a month, right? You know, I can work part-time, get an extra, like, you know, $1,000 a month. I don't think it's that bad. That's always in retrospect and in theory. And I have to actually experience it. And I'm not sure if I would want to. Yeah. And this also includes for like managers or supervisors who are making under $83,000 a year. You can also get the compensation boost from working at a fast food joint. And what I'm interested about this is like if this will have an effect on other local government, meaning state and city government. Which is interesting because also like there is the rule in the government where it says like in the city, let's say the city of digging in your ass. The city of digging in your ass has the minimum wage requirement of $23. So that means as a fast food joint, you have to do it above $23 or at least $23. And so about this whole minimum wage thing and stuff like that, I do wonder what other local governments might try to implement this or emulate this in different states, different cities within those states. I am curious to see if that might happen. And I would not be surprised if it might happen around New York, New Jersey, or even Philadelphia. Maybe even Oregon. I'm not too sure. I'm thinking about Portland right now. But yeah, I am actually interested to see like what other like government officials feel about this. So yeah. So I just think this whole overall thing is pretty neat, and it's a cool, interesting step in a direction of the future. And in general, it's something better than nothing, and essentially this bill can always just be taken back. And I just am curious to see how this will play out, because it's currently like what, March 7th for me. It's currently March 7th for me right now as I'm filming this, March 7th, 2024. So I'm curious to see how this will actually happen next month. So I can't really say much, right? But you know for sure I will be applying. Not McDonald's, they're too popular. I really don't care. I'm not doing McDonald's. I will be applying to like Hardee's or something, which is like Carl's Jr., right? I'll apply to somewhere that's not, you know, popular. You know, I'll try it out. I'll get my little $20. So I'll make sure to apply it a month early. And yeah, I just don't really have a strong opinion about this, because fast food workers are essential workers. We always rely on them. We always need them 24/7. And it's not like they're going to like have like a 45K salary off of this, dude. Like they're fine. And In-N-Out Burger is kind of doing it in a way anyways. Well, obviously depending where you live. I know In-N-Out has like locations in Nevada, and that's all I do know besides California. So it's just like, I don't know, other companies have been doing this before. So I'm just curious to see what's going to happen. What do you think about it? Will you be, move to California? Will you be, what is it called? I forgot what it was called. Will you know how you basically, like, will you be going to people's random cars and just go, like, I don't know the word. I'm saying the word hijack, but basically, yeah, will you be moving to California? Do you start flipping burgers? I don't know. As a California resident, I really don't mind it. And I feel like it's a cool step for people. And honestly, I believe it brings in more respectable workers and possibly a better, like, customer to employee experience. And I might get better quality service. I don't really know. It sounds like an opportunity I should try out. And I'm not complaining about getting paid $20 an hour flipping burgers. Let me know what you think. I hope you have a great day. I love you, and I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I'm gonna go spend $500 on 2 weeks worth of food. And I will be applying to the burger flipping jobs, and if only they can lower down the housing prices, so I could be like my great grandpa who bought a house for $25,000 by working part-time at a Burger King. Yeah.
General chicken with rice.
All right.
And I'm gonna get an egg roll with it.
It comes with egg roll. You don't need to order it separately. It comes with egg roll. It comes with the egg roll. It comes with the egg roll. The general chicken with rice comes with the egg roll. It comes with egg roll. Egg roll.